Mother Israel. Dianne Feinstein's Mother Israel. Mother Israel is the one that does all the snooping through NASA, in case you didn't know it.
They're
That's
also
Mother Israel.
let me add they're also the ones that, in conjunction with the so-called CIA, are bringing all the drugs into this country and have since Vietnam or before. They brought all the drugs into China too, didn't they? That was the
Of
Sassoon
course.
family, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, the Japanese took it into China, and they got rid of the last emperor over there. He became a pothead. But, we've got to look at this thing for what it is. It's an inside job that our Congress, and they've allowed these dual nationals, such as Dianne Feinstein et al., and these ex-military who've taken an oath to the president to run this country and destroy it. Now, this has got to stop. How long did Chuck Price? I'm going to ask you a question. How long has it been that I have been warning Chuck Grassley, the former chairman of the Senate Banking Committee, of all this counterfeiting going on? Since 1998.
Yes, ma'am.
1998.
Well, this whole thing is counterfeit. It's a counterfeiting
And they
racket.
got
It's a counterfeiting racket. I mean, if you can,
That's
how
all
did
it is.
Carl Klang put it? If you can put your own start your own printing press down in the basement, pretty soon you can buy up the whole neighborhood. And that's what they've done. They bought
I
and
tell you what, well, they've allowed that.
Grandma, Thomas Jefferson told us, if you ever allow a private bank to issue your money, the banks and the corporations that spring up around them will leave your children homeless. This is where we are at now. This is what they've done to
That's
us.
where your Jamie Dimon. That's where your Jamie Dimon is right now. That's why the Federal Reserve's fed up with him, Treasury's fed up with him, and Wall Street's fed up with him because he's got all of their kicks in the record. So they got problems. Every one of them's got problems.
Well, I think it's time to take it to another step. What I'm suggesting is that
I get it.
you use the assets of this trust to back a lawsuit, and we won't charge any. I mean, the lawyers ain't going to charge us anything. This is the people, and the lawyers are that out there are the legal minds out there. If you want to write the document, then you do this because this is for the people.
Well,
Everything that
now here's something. Let me make a suggestion.
okay,
I'm under treaty. I'm under treaty with the Indians, and you might want to talk to the ones that I'm under treaty with because I've assigned them $1 trillion to
okay.
restore.
This is Italy. You say Italy?
No, Indians.
Oh, the Indians.
The
Okay.
American Indians.
Okay.
See, I'm a treaty corporation. I'm a sovereign.
Well, I've got a tribe member sitting here right here behind me right now. Say hi, Henrietta.
So I'm a Cherokee and was adopted by the Durham builders.
She said she's Cherokee, so the
And then,
and by the way,
uh,
the pastor and the dean of Timothy Bible College is also Cherokee, and the school and the church is on sanctified Indian land.
good. I know I was adopted by the Erie Mound Builders, and you can work with the chief. I'll get you in touch with him.
Yeah, I'd love to. I'd love to. I work with the.
And so we just might as well get the ones with the 50 states and get the chiefs together and get this thing on the road.
Well, that is.
You know, the funny thing, when I had signed that, we were trying to get it together so we could rebuild Detroit, you know. Well, they tried and tried and tried to reach the mayor over there, and the mayor wouldn't even converse with them. He didn't want to know anything.
Where was
So
this?
now you see Detroit. Now you see what's happened. We were going to go over there and restore it and put everybody back to work. No, So you guys, I need to get all you guys talking together, okay?
Yeah, absolutely. We all have to talk together. This is what. Now we can make a change. We can make a change, and we can do this if we all are thinking the same way. If you want to get boiled down into, the little name calling bull crap, don't don't even come around. Don't waste my time.
And the nitpicking.
And the nitpicking, yeah. And
You know, this this is serious business. This isn't a time for those to pull up the ones that have been out boring around and pull up their skirt tails and say, "Oh my goodness, not me! I would never think of it." Come on, give me a break. Been there, done that, watched it for 70 years.
they've also there's been an attack on us older folks, I believe. They want to put you in a nursing home at a time in your life when you've got more knowledge than you ever had before. It's the
Look what this.
to me that's what these neighborhoods should be
Look
about.
what this. I mean,
Go ahead, dear. Sorry.
look what. Look what Gene Valentine tried to do to me.
Yes, ma'am.
He interfered. He had his doctors interfere with my medical treatment, and I had flatlined. And they wanted to jerk me out from under Dr. Flaherty, or Dr. Flannery, a renowned heart specialist, jerked me out from under his care, a psychiatrist did, and threw me into a mental ward, and there had a flatline. Now that's what the Valentine group was doing. I never did get medical treatment. Now, these are the people that sued you and me and defaulted.
All right.
Now, enough of this nonsense is enough. Enough of abuse of the legal system is enough. When you abuse the privileges of the courts that were set forth to give us a fair trial in all matters, in all jurisdictions, at common law, when we plead common law, which we have, and we did, and then there's an obstruction of justice to conceal and to seal evidence of criminal activity by this bunch up here on the hill, give me a freaking break.
Well, I
That's
believe I
abuse.
believe that you have, as the owner or controller of Durham Trust, that if you and you've already got it done, I've already seen it, I've already read it. Here is the indictments. We just need to put those indictments in a condensed form, in a PDF form, and we need to submit it to every county leader, and the county leaders that I want are the sheriffs. They're the elected people to manage these trusts or to manage these co-ops county by county. I don't.
Well,
This ain't a Eckers type scam to get control. This ain't a Lynn Meredith type. Make me the trustee. If you make me the trustee, I'll protect you. No, I want you to make your home self-sufficient. I want you to make your home your castle again, and I want you to do it with your neighbors. That's all I want. I'm not out here trying, and I don't care what color you are. I don't care what your race is. I don't care whether you hug trees or beat your head against wailing walls or stick your like to snort sand with your ass up in the air. I don't care how you worship. The First Amendment takes care of that, and the First Amendment says I can talk about you Jews, you Muslims, and your brain dead Christians all I want to. And you don't have to believe nothing I say.
you
All
know,
you gotta do
Billy,
is check it
I
out.
don't have a thing, Clay. I don't have a thing against Jews, and I don't have a thing against Muslims, and I don't have a thing against Christians because I am a Christian. What I have a thing against is these who pretend to be and aren't. Well, we've got an outhouse full of people that are pretending to be Jews and they're not. These people have broken 5 commandments with the Lord. 5.
At least.
You know, we've got so, we've got, well, yeah, and we've got so many devout Jews. I've had so many friends. When I was watching that Schindler's List last night, I used to have some friends who were what they call Schindler's Jews. And, you know, I appreciate what they've been through, but we can learn terrific lessons from what those people went through. We can ourselves learn because we are a hair's breadth from being there ourselves. I have no objections to the Muslims. You know why I don't? Because the Muslims worship the same God of Abraham that the Christians worship.
Yeah, and I don't believe God cares what you call him. I don't think he cares one whit. I think he's what keeps our atoms working together, holding together, staying together to create the form that we're in.
I think God was standing there wiping his brow saying, Jiminy Christmas, when are the yo-yos ever going to wake up?
Well, that goes along with my belief that, God created us for his entertainment, you know. So he may be
I don't think
he may be laughing his
I don't
ass
think
off right now.
I don't think we were his entertainment. I think he put us here as his eyes, his ears, and his hands to do his work. But then he put in those other ones that were constantly up. We were here before we got here, before we came in here from Mars, and we know that. So, well, anyway, I think you've got a terrific idea. We've got to start somewhere, and I will put you in touch with the rest of the people because, you know, I'm getting so old and I'm getting to a point where when people start getting nitpicky, well, she can't repeat what her husband said. Why not? Why not? They threatened to kill him. They were threatening to kill me. They did kill him on August the 24th, 27th, 1994. 30 days after they made those threats. So before you start challenging my vocabulary or repeating something my husband said, I think you better look at the circumstances. Because you yourself could very easily be walking down that same path very shortly.
I do that, and I'm an old biker, so I really don't care what language you use. You know, to get offended, you know,
That's actually,
I mean, you know, you really got to look. I think I had somebody get offended because I asked somebody's girlfriend what state they were in. Well, I'm sorry, I ain't looking for a date nowhere. I just like to know who I'm talking to, where I'm talking to. That's it. Now, we do have a plan
okay.
here. We do have a plan here. It's going to record. It's going to require a send me an email. Clay at freeamerican.com. Send me an email. Let's get on an email list. We are setting. We are setting up a servers that will do that and check on that. So we're setting that all up, but and we're not asking for any money, but you need to get pre-registered for the co-op. So we know that it's worthwhile doing. You know, if we can buy a case of sugar and we got 12 people out there that need sugar, then you get it at cost at wholesale plus 10%. That's the way I'm setting it up. And Grandma, if I can, I'm going to take articles from you that you've written about the criminality of the Federal Reserve and the bankers there, and I think we should start preparing a class action suit on behalf of the members of our Liberty Village Co-op. How about that?
Well, I think that all of you need to work together. And I would like for you to send me a copy of this recording because there are those kids that, and 56, mind you, have already decided that they're going to seek and go against the federal corporation, which I think is very good. But you have to keep the Constitution in place because that Constitution was for the United States and it was put there. That's the one the people wrote and set it in for the federal management, and it's the Constitution for the United States.
Do you have your wait? We've lost. Okay. Now the roaring's gone away. We had it roaring again. Now it's gone away. And do you happen to have a set of headphones there anywhere with plug-ins?
No, I don't. I don't have a dang thing.
Okay, dear. All right. We'll get by then. We'll get by here. The
But send me a copy of this ASAP, and I'll get it to the others, and we'll see if we can't get everybody working together.
all right. We'll do that. And my phone number. I am pretty out in the open here. I'm down in Corpus Christi, sitting by the dock of the bay.
Oh,
And I figured the safest place for me as a Christian would be within the body of Christ. And so here I am. But we're doing this on a national basis. We are, and all it does is require working together. We've already done all the research. We've got everything. We've got you can join the Oklahoma Food Co-op right now. We're going to set it up the same way. They got a good way to set it up. And so we're going to use that so we don't have to keep doing a bunch of paperwork. And you want to put it together with your state, then you need to be to go between your state and your city and your county with the county sheriff. Find out if your county sheriff will honor his oath of office. That's all you got to ask him. That's all you got to ask. And or you can stick you can stick your head between your legs and kiss your keister goodbye. Yeah, that's what most of you do, and probably what most of the people that are saying shit like that on the chat room are probably doing right now. Yeah, and just more idiots instead of paying attention to what we're saying here. we can fix this. Somebody told me one time, Grandma, they don't have the power to that that they want us to believe they have. They don't want to have that power. If they did, we'd still be under the Roman Empire, the British Empire, Syrian Empire. This is an eternal game. They want to put you under subjugation. They want to make you worship their gods and their gods, Mammon. So we've been fighting this battle for thousands of years. We just got to kind of sharpen our swords. Go ahead, dear.
My grandmother said, I'm going to tell you something my grandmother said. She said, they were talking, one time they were talking about the men getting away with so much stuff, and that's, I guess, 70 years ago. And how so-and-so was doing this, and it wasn't right. So-and-so was doing that, and that wasn't right either. And they had to find a way to stop it. Well, grandmother, they were having this little quilting bee, and they were sitting around this quilting frames, and everybody, all the ladies were talking. And I heard that. I looked up, and grandmother, she stood up. And grandmother, she was a short thing. She was banging my shoulders. And she said, ladies, she said, I want you to remember, ladies, the ladies stopped the War of the Roses that lasted for 100 years when they cut off the men to the bedroom. Now, she says, I'm going to tell you something else that many of you don't know, but I want to make sure that you know it. She said, there's none in this world as strong as woman power once it gets up a full head of steam. And all the ladies, they sat there and they looked at one another, and they, from around and around that quilting frame, they were looking at one another, and they said, well, Bunny, you're right. And so they got busy, and they stopped all of that was going on, that they were unhappy with. Just like the women during the 100 Years' War stopped it. They got up a full head of steam, and they stopped it. Now, we have I don't know how many women are willing to crawl on board with them. But we've got a lot of brilliant women out there. A lot of brilliant women. But with no Hillary Clinton are welcome.
Did you let him out? Did you let him out?
Pardon?
It just came in.
Oh, okay. I think that is where our basis is. I don't believe women need to be in combat. I don't need women running out foreign countries to get raped by their own fellow soldiers. And I think this whole Liberty Village movement is really a feminine thing. It's like, I got a tomato. I got a tomato growing in the backyard right now. I got strawberries growing in the backyard right now. My lady planted those. Did a great job. Did a great job.
We've got on this floor here where I live, we've got what we call the feral spy. Mom is 98 years old, and she has a holy terror. And we're all up in years, But they call us the feral spy because we tackle them or anything, but we get the job done. And we're no nonsense. And I get the biggest kick out of these ladies. It's 15 million, you're never too old, and you're never too young to get it in the fall. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah. I remember my sons when they were about 5 and 6. They met their grandfather for the first time, and they kind of took him aside and said, "Grandpa, how old are you when you lose interest in sex?" He said, "What the hell are you asking me for?"
Yeah. Well, that's what my
But
grandparents
you
said.
know what?
Yeah, I just,
As a grandfather and you as a grandmother, we ought to be sitting on the porch out here in the neighborhood watching the children play in the streets and answering their questions, reading them books, telling them, informing them what's going on. And we've got the ability today that we didn't have when I was in school. I could have done all of my homework, done all of my lessons right here on the internet in about an hour and spent the rest of the day improving our property. And that's what I want to see happening here. And I think this is a woman's movement. I want them to get involved. I'm glad that we've got women in the chat room. I'm glad we've got women that maybe have retained the art of canning or you know, preparing our food and
I'm going to
growing our food. Growing our food. If we grow our own food and we generate our own energy from the wind and the rain and the sun, everything God gave us,
you're absolutely right.
we
You're
don't need anything
absolutely
else.
right. And, I sit here and I watch these little ladies, and I truly marvel at them. I really do. I love these little ladies, even though I'm not a native of West Virginia, you know. But I love these little old ladies. I mean, you talk about grit. These ladies have true grit. And you have to love them. You've got to admire them. Because these ladies, and I'm certain there's ladies that are listening that they've got the grit. You've got to have that grit. You've got to have the intestinal fortitude. And you've got to learn to quit fighting one another. That's what has weakened you. You fight one another. You start with nitpicking. You've got to learn to live together and pull everything back out of the pull these irons out of the fire together. Not fighting one another. You will never get anywhere. I'll give you an example. You put two horses in a field, and one's going to be pulling one way and one's going to pull the other. You'll never get that field plowed. But you put those horses to the field, and you put their shoulders to that harness, and you can go and get them working together. They go right straight down that row, and they'll plow that field. And let me tell you something. You girls can plow new ground. You can plow new ground. I don't care if you're 100 or if you're 17. And this old thing of them telling you you have no value, I tell you don't. You're the backbone of this country. You're the American mother, and you're the American apple pie. You're the American flag. You stand up, unite, and work. We got to put back together.
Well, that's why I'm doing this as a co-op because you're not supporting anybody. You're not supporting a gang. You're not supporting veterans. You're not supporting anybody except you because you could be homeless tomorrow if the banks get their way. We have to oppose them, and we have to do it in a way that's productive, that makes sense, that makes money, that operates on its own. Because I don't want charity. I'm willing to I'll find you something cheaper than anything than you can find in the grocery store. I'll find it cheaper for you, and it'll be sitting down here at the courthouse lawn on Tuesday for you to come pick up. And you can pick it up with Ithaca hours, you can pick it up with Federal Reserve, or you can pick it up with silver. We take all of the above. Or, you can also use PayPal.
Yeah, they might begin to find that they're having fun doing this.
Well, the people out there are doing this too. If you can make something, if you can build a solar panel in the garage, I can tell you where to get the film. I can order you the film. Costs 10% whatever 10% of whatever you got to spend, that's what I want. That's what I'm going to take. And I've got a database here filled with good guests, filled with good companies, filled with cures that they can't even tell you about. I mean, and some of those cures are simple. Is say, hey, have you tried swallowing some baking soda? You know, baking soda kills cancer. So does hemp. I mean, how badly have we been dumbed down? I mean, for God's sake, you know.
You know, if you look at it now, let's go back to the grandparents again. They didn't have cancer. Very rarely did they have cancer. Why? Because they weaved the hemp and made their clothes. They actually, a lot of them would, they didn't so much as smoke it, but that we used it for rope, we used it for clothes, we used it for, and I think there was a medicine that was used, if I remember correctly, that, you know, the government used to pay us to raise those, to raise the hemp so that we could have the rope for the ship. And so that everybody would go down to the bottom and they'd get the hemp leaves. And they made a tea out of it. And I forget what it was that they made a tea out of it for. And I think I just don't remember what it was for. But I do
There,
remember
it was
it.
BK. It was printed. Hemp field was printed on the back of a $10 bill. All right, we're out of time here. Thanks for listening, guys.
Don't forget to send me that.
I'll send you a copy of the show. I think we got it all on Blog Talk. A few breaks in it, but it ought to be good. Thank you for being
Okay.
on with me, dear.
Okay, honey. Thank you. I'll get everybody together.
Okay, bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Stop it! Oh, you guys, Jesus Christ!
Come on. Get over here. Get your furry butt over here. Ouch. I think or something. Oh.
Hang on just a second.